Okay, welcome everyone. As we learn the Mishna Yomis for this Monday evening, and we are sponsored Le'ilui Nishmas Harav Moshe ben Harav David L'Refuah Shalema for Eliyah Moshe ben Chayesar for the Schus of Avram ben Yom Benish ben Malki Yudis and family. We're also sponsored by the Fisher family, which is Le'ilui Nishmas Basi Bas Robert Shlomo ben Avram Alevi Perel Bas Ruvain, that the Neshama should have a lichtige Gan Eden. We're sponsored by Yoel Klugman and family for the Gesund Hatzlacha and Parnasa. Refuah Shalema for Avigdor ben Rivka Meir ben Chayesar, that they should have a Refuah Shalema b'Seich Sharchei Yisrael. Now, the next two Mishnayos continue with the theme of Teitzei Mizeh Mizeh, which is a terrible calamity. We know that a woman that's an islandess, and that means that she couldn't have children, can annul a marriage. The marriage can be annulled if he says that when he married her, he didn't know that she was incapable to have children, and it annuls the Kiddush. Now, this can have devastating results in the following case, which is the first Mishnah, Mishnah Vav, and that is, if, let's say, Ruvain married two women. He married his niece, Sarah, he married Shimon's daughter, and he also married a co-wife, Dinah. Reuven dies childless. Now the din is that Sarah, who falls to her father, because Reuven married his niece, so Sarah now falls to her father, which is an erva, she's patami yibum michalitza. And so is her co-wife, Dinah. So therefore, what happened is Dinah said, okay, I'm free to marry, because since I'm a tzaras erva, I'm patim and a chalitza and a yibum, there's no lav of leisia eishes ametz hachutza liyizar, and therefore, she goes ahead and marries Chaim. And then we find out that Sarah was an islandess, and her marriage to Ruvain really wasn't a marriage. And therefore, Dinah was never a tzaras erva. And she should have gone to Yibum or Chalitza with Shimon. And therefore, when she married Chaim, she was over the lav of Leisia Eishes HaMeis Chutz Liyizar. So she has to leave Chaim. If she's Miyabim, now Shimon, it's too late. So, Kol HaRoyes she'amru tzarasei mutaris. All aroyas, like the case that I gave you where Sarah was a daughter of Shimon. So kol aroyas she'amru tzarasei mutaris, the co-wife is permitted to get married without chalitza and yibum. So holcha tzarasei elu v'nisu, so the co-wife Dinah goes and marries Chaim. V'nimtzu elu islandess, and now we find out that the erva Sarah was an islandess, incapable to have children, and her marriage with Reuven was never a marriage. And therefore, Dinah was never a tzaras erva, and really should have got yibam and chalitza. Teitzei mizeh mizeh, she has to leave Chaim, and if she goes now and is miyabim Shimon, it's too late. She has to leave Shimon, and the kol hadrachim ha'elu ba, and all the laws apply, and that is that. According to Rabbi Kiva, who holds in Kiddushin Taisim B'chai V'lavim, it would be Mamzer Mizeh Mizeh, and there's no silver from one another, and all the laws that we learn, and neither one is entitled to our lost articles and to annul our vows, and if they're a kohen, they can't be Metamei to her. Now Mishnah Zayin tells us another tragedy of the same kind, and that is if Reuven was married to Sarah and Dinah. Here there's no erva. Reuven had two wives, Sarah and Dinah. Reuven dies childless, so Shimon is miyabim Sarah. Great. One Shimon is miyabim Sarah, so it exempts, his yibum exempts the co-wife, so she goes ahead and marries Chaim. So Hakainis is Yevimtai, V'holchet Sarasim, and this is Lacher. So Dinah, the co-wife, saying, look, the Zika's Yavama was taken care of because Shimon was Miyabim Sarah. So she goes and marries Chaim. V'nimtza zayis shehi islandess. And it turns out that Sarah was an islandess, and therefore a marriage with Reuven was never a marriage. And therefore, Dinah needed Yibum or Chalitza. And instead, she went ahead and married Chaim. Teitzim izeh mizeh, she has to leave Chaim. If she would now try to be Miyam, she would have to leave Shimon. V'kol hadrachim eilu ba, and we throw a book at her from both marriages. She's no ksuva and no peiris, etc. And the child, according to Rabbi Kiva, holds in kedushin teisim chayv elavim, the child would be a mamzer. So we penalize her in all the different ways that we mentioned above. And I see that Mark has just joined us for the finishing line of Mishnayos. Mark, are you on a different time zone, Mark? Can't hear him. Well, I guess Mark thought it's 5 to 9 now. But anyway, Mark, it's good to see you. We enjoy watching your face. We want to thank everybody for joining us and wish you all a wonderful evening.